Well, hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Doing good.
Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. You too.
I know. I
How you
like this
been?
because I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. I had to vent and I was
Well,
playing with my new toy and stuff.
well, vent.
Yeah, I
Well,
had to vent.
everybody got to do it. Everybody else can do it. Why not? What the hell?
Well, it's just because like some people were starting to feel a little like we have all been, kind of feeling like, oh well, if we go over here, we're gonna get in trouble. If we go over there, we're gonna get in trouble. And I just really needed to get a lot of that off my chest that I'm not gonna be dictated to of where I can go
Good.
to the point of no end.
Yep. I know what
Traveling
that's like.
fools.
I know what that's like. I just had to. I just got done. I just got done dealing with that shit just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a pain in the butt.
It's stupid. It's stupid and it's childish and it's stupid.
It's very
You know
stupid.
what I mean? Yes.
Especially when they're not behaving any better.
I mean,
Orgy.
for
It's
real.
good to see you, Orgy. I have an open panel tonight. It's just like sitting around BSing, real talk stuff. No serious stuff today. Well, I'm done, I guess, with the serious stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, how have you been?
Just been working my butt off and loving it.
That's good. See, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Tell you what, my
That's
wife
great.
definitely been
Do
in a
what?
bit better mood. I said my wife's been in a lot better mood.
Oh, since you've been working?
Yeah. Yeah. So my kids, it's crazy, you know.
Is it because they see that progress, that
Yep.
achievement,
Yep.
you know?
And it has nothing to do with the money. Is the crazy thing.
Hmm.
So
It's that feeling of accomplishment. That's the word.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
what else has been going on?
I've been fucking kicking ass, dude. I made almost 100.
Good.
I made just over $180 today.
Wow. In one day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So so are you doing like that?
Just DoorDash and Uber.
So it is Uber. So so I was gonna say,
Uber
so
Eats. I don't drive people around. I just do deliveries.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I was wondering, I'm like, has Uber like kind of taken over like taxi companies? Like, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know how like you used to be able to catch a cab, and
Yeah.
I mean, like, do they have cabs anymore?
Oh yeah, they got Uber rides and shit. Yeah, you can just call and yeah, get a ride. Like it's I don't do rides though. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I thought about trying
Yeah.
it once just for like the social aspect of it, but then then I started thinking about it. What if I get some weird crazy person in there and like,
Yeah,
yeah,
not what if, but when. You know what I mean?
we have a
Because you're
special
gonna
guest.
because you're gonna eventually end up getting somebody that's crazy in the back of your car.
I Well, that's what I
Just
was thinking. And
inevitably.
what if they're like,
Yeah.
you come up chopped up in pieces or something. Welcome up, traveling fools.
What is going on, Pinky? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Hey, doing all right. Doing all right. I just saw you jump live, open panel right here. Just wanted to jump on and say hey to you and your other guests as well. So,
Well, thank
How are
you.
you, man?
hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I love his
I'm
radio
doing
voice.
good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, first time caller, long time listener. Welcome in, right?
So, did you ever do that in the past, or is that no?
Yeah,
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you train for cadence and stuff like that? Like you trained your voice,
Yeah.
to speak?
Cadence is an important thing, especially doing like commercials or anything like that. Like you got to get it down,
Yeah, for
and
Right.
and then
sure.
it becomes habit, and then people make fun of you, and you can't get away from it, and you can't get back to it, and it becomes like kind of a funny thing. And then sometimes
What's
it's
your
just
name?
really fun to go on there and over exaggerate it just to piss people off. So, you know, it's
What's your
it's
name?
Traveling fools?
traveling fools.
You ever been on a national radio? Have you ever been on national radio?
Yes.
I was gonna say your voice sounds really familiar to me, man.
Well, no, I mean, one day when I grow up, I want to be Art Bell, but I also wanted to be an astronaut when I grew up as well. So, there is that, you know.
You know, I get it.
I mean, Art Bell was the king of radio.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everybody comes on like YouTube, and they want to try to take their things this way and that way. If you would just base everything off of what Art Bell did, you can
Yep.
build something cool. That's my thought on it. But
That's a good way to look at it, bro.
so what about you, Pinky? What's going on?
Not much. I did my venting earlier, so I'm okay now.
Okay, I heard the end of that. I heard like the tail end of it, but
So a
um,
quick recap is that so in the recent months since I had been sick anyway, I really have been able to kind of like separate myself from a certain crowd of drama. And I never wanted my channel to be a drama channel. My channel is mainly aimed at basically any type of abuse. It's just abuse in general. And so I wanted to keep it as professional as possible and kind of got caught up in that drama mix. So I kind of was like just, withdrawing myself back out of it. And since I was sick, it was much easier that way. And I started just doing streams by myself or having, like just get to know, I just froze, get to know. I think I had B on a couple of times and that was it. I was keeping it a very, very small panel circle and basically just staying on the topic that we were discussing just to help prevent any type of uh, BS, right?
Bullshit.
So and then I start, hearing in the background like, oh, well, we have people watching her channel like a shadow or whatever. And then, I'm getting messages, well, I'd promote you, but you have this person as a mod or that person's hanging out or that person subbed you. And I just made it very clear in very adult terms that I am not the YouTube police. I am not capable of doing background checks on every single person that is subbed to my channel.
Mhm.
If you are directly abusing one of my subs or uh, one of my members, then I'm going to defend them because that's my job. They're my friends. They're here to support me, right? And so I just I'm not going to ban people from my channel because somebody else doesn't like them. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to get caught up in that mix. If that person has a problem, then they can deal with it on their channel, but it doesn't have anything to do with me.
well, at some
I've been
point it becomes too much to keep up with because
no,
nobody's. You can't like take. I mean, hell, you can't even put like 10 people in a room and expect them to get along. This is the
yeah,
internet.
yeah, and
There's no way in hell you're
they
going to
all have their
create
own
that.
personalities.
Exactly. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't do drama. I don't do anything like that. Like all that stuff just it goes right over my head. I don't even care at all about it. So, I'm here for
Exactly.
fun. I'm here for fun. If you don't like me, then don't watch me or stay away.
We're all capable of, say there's somebody in chat I just don't like the way they are. There's a block button. Right click their name and block them. So then you don't have to see their comments if you don't like them. It's that simple.
I do
But
like the hater comment though. I do
okay, well,
like
see,
radio, so I don't block anybody, but
so then you're okay with it, and then that's fine. for me, when those comments are directed at me, I'm just like, to me, it's just like high school. It's like 5-year-old kids bickering about this person and this and this person and that. And I'm just not involved in it anymore.
Right. So you're
How
saying you didn't want to
Ray
join a
Bill.
knitting circle. You know what I mean? Like I say that all the time. I'm like, I have like hundreds of people in my real life that I could probably call out and fight with. I'm not coming here on the internet at night to fight with people. I'm coming here to make friends. And if you can't
Exactly.
figure that out, then you know, it's your problem, not mine. So
Are you
that's my stance.
just nobody? Are you asking if I'm talking about you?
Please stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. It has
No, I just
nothing to
seen
do
this.
with you.
Well, no, okay. I just, you know, I just been busy working. I just
No, it has nothing to do with you.
I just had people go around saying, you know, that shit about me to other people. So I was just wondering if it's coming around again. Just trying to prepare
No.
myself, you know.
Do you think it's true though? Not her, but
I don't care if it is. I don't.
Okay, so-
I don't. I mean, I know it's. I mean, what they're saying is not what they're saying about what people want to say about me is not true because they don't know who I am.
Okay, so why would
They
you
think they know.
Okay, so why would you, if it's not true, that's like saying if I think
Use me as an example.
yeah, if I think
Use me. He used me.
Yeah.
I lay
Yeah, I
myself
get- yeah.
out there for you, Grapo.
yeah, if I think he's the most ugliest person in the world and he don't believe it's true, he's not gonna react or respond to it.
Oh, man.
Right.
Well, I don't. I was just asking her because I was going to say thanks for sticking up for me. Is all I was going to say. You know what I mean?
And that's a prime
Right.
example right there. So for instance, say Gray Pill isn't fond of Get to Know. All he has to do is just Get to Know would be like, I don't like what he's saying, so just block him. And then you don't have to deal with it anymore. And that was the line that I was drawing, was that I was getting messages from other people saying, well, if you don't take this person off your channel, then I'm not going to support you. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
okay, this is like
Yeah.
really immature, you guys. Like, I just can't do that. And if someone is attacking somebody that's on my panel or a member or a sub, then no, I'm not going to let it happen. No.
No. And there's
Yeah.
no
I just
point in
like
that.
I was saying, I just got done dealing with that same stuff, like just a month and a half or two ago. You know what I mean?
I
Well,
people
as soon
coming
as
around saying-
you let drama into your life,
Yeah.
drama will consume your life. So
Yep.
don't even let it in. Just you know, like right there, as soon as it comes in, just ignore
it off.
it. Get away with it, and you know, go on, drama, get
Yeah.
away.
Or
And
don't
then you
even
don't have to deal with it.
and don't even
I-
engage. Don't engage.
I
Yeah,
can
and
say
it's-
the benefit to all of this is that I have learned to be on panel by myself. That was probably the best thing for me, because I remember when there was days when I would just sit up here quiet. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to talk to myself. And so it was probably one of the best growing points for me, is that I was able to like have a conversation, not with myself, but like being just explanatory on whatever I was doing, instead of being like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm talking to no one. Because at
Yeah,
some
you
point
did good.
somebody's going to see it. So I've been really
Right.
working on that.
Yeah,
Gray
that's-
Pill, it is so good to see you.
You too. And
Gray
Traveling
Pill's
Fools.
awesome, man. I love Gray Pill.
I got to make my rounds too, because I was so tired. I saw Vic and them. Well, I was in Mosley in your chat last time. I think you was on. You had like the whole gang on your end traveling. So I was watching from a distance in the chat, and then I saw Vic BC and them was on, but it was the last night I was tired. I didn't have the strength and energy to get on. So I watched him a little bit, and I went to watch the replay. Then before that, they was doing the whole trivia thing. And I
These
said,
YouTube
okay,
streets are crowded, man.
it is. But when you busy, like on my end, I just been like, hey, networking, let me put some more content out on other people's panels, like really make some good ways with positive other people. And then your co-host came on last week, I believe, for a political conversation. She wasn't very talkative, but she was like, hey, I'm here to listen. And she was enjoying it. So I was like, as long as you happy, you like it, I love it. So I was good just have her on and put her input. So
Well, Gray
Yeah.
Gray Pill, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
You always do that one stream on Tuesday nights. Do you ever do anything? I mean, obviously, I know you do things on other
Mhm.
nights because I'm always I don't think I hardly ever miss anything that you do that I don't jump on there and, say, yo, 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 and hit your thumbs up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't always listen to all of it,
Correct.
but I love joining in on the things. But Tuesday nights, if you
What-
had to pick the absolute worst night for me to do anything, it would be Tuesday.
I yeah,
And
it
I'm
just
just
work.
being honest.
No,
Like,
I'm actually picking more days. So it's gonna be Monday at 7, I think, Central Time. So it's gonna be
yeah, Monday sucks for me too. Like I'm better for the end of the well, no, I'm just being like honest. I'm better for the end of the week, like Monday, Tuesday,
yeah,
like
then
right
that's
in
then
there,
that, yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah. That's
Eh,
Wednesday can probably work.
So if
I'm
you ever
trying to
want to
see.
do something, like I've
Mhm.
loved jumping on with you and all
Yeah,
your
yeah,
people, but it's hard for me to do it on Monday, Tuesday. That's just me being honest.
no, we're
It's not
good.
like I didn't want to come on many times when you've sent me things and stuff like that. I've really wanted to do it, but they're just really bad nights for me.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Schedule timing.
Yeah.
I just got
Yeah,
lucky enough.
exactly.
Yeah, just there's nothing
Just
wrong
with
with that.
work,
Yeah,
like
'cause-
real life things.
Yeah, exactly. Because my Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays like real life busy time. So if I do something like I just did recently, that just like something off the cuff, or if I saw something, let's say I think like for example, I think when me inking the beginning was with the other ladies, great conversation. I'm like, man, that's some content to bring over there, can react to it or just share it. That might be like a random day. I just feel like doing it because I'm like, I get home from work, I got the time, but when I'm at work, I got the time to prep the thumbnail, get my bullet talking points
Right.
together, and do that. And I just get it out the way. The Tuesday one, I got a whole week to just do whatever I want. Now, I had Thursday on lock for the political one. I was gonna do like the Tuesday kind of mentally stimulating relationship type conversation, and then Thursday was gonna be political one. But
Bring me
work-
into the political one.
yeah, but work had hit me up for Thursday, like, hey, we need you. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So now, hopefully, Monday, I'll be meeting a guest so we can kind of work something out consistently for Monday. That's what we got said, because this person is free that Monday, and then have that on, and then Tuesday is the normal. Then Wednesday, I might just go free for all and just pump out a lot of content, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be the norm. So unless schedules change, I would love to have, which I pretty much is a whole nother, how do I say this? Looking for another job avenue, which I had pretty much pushed out there. So if that works out the way I wanted to, then yeah, the time slots you're saying, I'll be so open for everybody. I'll be good to go. So that's
So
my
you
plan.
killed me that one night. You were like, "Hey, you want to come on here and talk about Donald Trump?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like in Atlanta.
I didn't even know.
like,
I
driving
didn't.
home.
Yeah, I didn't know. Inky was like I won't say a fan, but like a supporter, I guess, for policy and stuff. I didn't know that. I was like, really, Inky?
Oh my
And I was
god! I
like,
mean,
okay,
like we literally.
I am a diehard Republican.
okay,
I'm a diehard Donald Trump supporter.
yeah,
I
You know,
wouldn't say I'm
the
a
main
diehard
reason I like him
Republican.
is because he is unpredictable. And I'm not saying that he's been a good person his whole life.
No,
What I'm saying is
neither have I.
he's unpredictable, and everybody has a past.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of things that with mainstream media, they put out only what is going to get them clicks and views, right? So it's the same thing. So even though Donald Trump did these 30 things wrong, right? So a lot of that has to do with fluffing the court paperwork. It doesn't necessarily mean he did it. It just means that that's what he was charged for. So it's like, say you have, I'll speak in a legal terminology. So say, Gray Pill got pulled over and they said, oh, well, your tags are expired. Well, now you have a tail light out. Oh, when you didn't use your turn signal, and you're like, you're just making up shit now
yeah,
just to get one thing. It's like taking a bunch of spaghetti, throwing it
Right.
against the wall and seeing what sticks. So, and that's what they did. So he may get convicted on one. The one guy that just went to court, pled guilty, he has probation for 2 years or whatever. That's what it's going to consist of.
And the
It's-
Kraken lady, that crazy batshit lady that went out there at the beginning. she just, pled guilty to the thing. It's all such nonsense. They're going to throw, exactly like you said, they're going to throw everything at the wall and
Yeah.
see what sticks. And they're going to find one thing. And all they have to do is find one thing. And that's the point of all this. And then they're going to say, oh, look. And people are dumb. Like the average IQ in the United States has dropped to 90. I think it's 97 now. And people just believe anything that they hear. And it's, the
this
internet
was
is wrecked. Internet is wrecked.
this would have been a really good conversation because Wes is actually a Trump supporter, and I think everybody else, I don't think they was or not, but they wasn't for Trump policies and the conversations and stuff, whatever Trump had to do. So they was pretty much like, not saying on him, but the conversation was so like, it was like 3-1, so to speak. But yeah, it definitely would have been a good conversation. So we got to get to that because right now on my end, there's a debating space. They're pretty much talking about the Palestine and all this stuff, the war going over there. That's pretty much their conversation. So like, I'm trying to get that into the works.
And wouldn't you love to
Yeah,
tell them all?
you
Wouldn't
definitely
you love
need
to tell the Palestinians and the Jewish people that like you're all wrong?
no.
Well, see,
talking to-
Pinky,
you're talking to a
Pinky, that
Jew.
would be a good conversation. That would be a good conversation. And I mean, if I have to pick a side, I'm sticking with the Jewish
surprised
side.
the hell out of
Yes,
me.
I am. But I don't think either side
Good job.
is doing the absolutely right thing. But I do know history, and I do know, and I stand with Israel. Yes, 100% stand with Israel. But the way that the media portrays this, and the way that everybody is showing this to the world, is not factually correct. And we really need to step back and look at that. I understand where you're coming from, Pinky, and I agree with you. I mean, just to be honest, like in my heart, I agree with you. But we have to look at it. We got to look at things from both sides now.
Get to know is being really quiet.
I just like hearing good information. Like I agree with what he's saying. Like I think there could be a different approach at it. You know what I mean? I think both
So
sides.
it's
I think
like
both
this.
sides are coming at it wrong.
So get to know, you have babies.
Yep.
Okay. So say somebody comes to your house and blows it up, takes your kids, cuts their limbs off, and grapes them.
Yep.
Would you just be like, oh, it's okay?
Well, of course not. Of course not. And that's
Okay.
that's not what I'm saying either. That's not what I'm saying either. But there's just
So you have to imagine this is a spiritual war. For those that are not aware, this is a spiritual war. And this war goes way back eons, about 5,700 years.
Yes.
This goes back 5,700 years. I could tell you exactly. 50. Oops, hold on. Let me unplug that. 5,784 years to be exact. So back in the book of Sarah, there was a situation, and that's what caused the divide. And with that divide, there's always been conflict. And now the little space that Israel takes up as far as, land ownership, they have been beaten and robbed, very, very little space.
It's this big.
Very little. And they're surrounded by nothing but people that hate them on all sides except for the ocean, right? And so throughout this 5,700 years, they've traveled and traveled and traveled all the way to the U.S., came over with Christopher Columbus. That's why America was even founded, was the Spanish Inquisition. So
and nobody expects that.
I know.
Monty Python reference.
Well, and a lot of people don't even realize that.
Sorry. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Sorry.
So, it's just been a constant battle between them two. And it's a spiritual thing, and they want their land. Like Palestinians, they want that land. And they're like, no, it belongs to us. If you go back to the book of Sarah, the whole story was that they should have inherited that land. And they didn't get it. And so it just caused this huge mess. A matter of fact, I believe it was the building of the second temple is when the Muslim religion and traditions came about. Everybody started from Judaism. Okay. Anybody that's Christian, Catholic, any of those religions, there was always originally one book, and that was Judaism. And you can do the research on it yourself. And then there became these like little sub, religions, which was Catholicism and the different
I wouldn't
like
really
divides of
consider
Christianity.
Catholicism as a sub-religion, but
It's a sub religion to
I mean, it's a
Judaism.
sub-religion. I mean, it's the first Christian religion that spawned from Judaism. Yeah, see, it spawned from Judaism, but I would
They all
not
did.
consider it a sub-religion because it is the first Christian religion.
It's a sub religion from Judaism. So it
Okay.
starts off with Judaism, and then it goes into Christianity, and then Christianity has its little sections, and then it has Muslim has their little sections. They all stem back from Judaism. And so when you have that pride that they have and their inability to conform to change into Christianity, that divide, that hate that people have for instance, me not wanting to conform to what somebody else wants me to do with my channel, my inability to be coerced into something via, I'll promote you if you, ban this person and not let them be like a moderator anymore. No, I'll make my own decisions. And if that person misbehaves in my chat, then I'll deal with it myself. So it's that their inability to want to change because that's not part of their belief system has caused this giant divide, and it will continue. It will continue until we have one religion, and it's either going to be back to
Well, there will
Judaism,
yeah,
or
there'll
it's going to
never be
be,
one
or
religion.
it's going to be Muslim. But Christianity is part of Judaism, and the Palestinians and the Muslims, they don't want any Christians. They don't want any Jews, any of that. And that's
See,
something
I've
that we
spent a
all
lot
have
of
to
time.
accept.
I've spent a lot of time in Muslim countries, and this is a funny thing because just like you say a Muslim country, and you say like America's a Christian country, up until 15 years ago, yeah, like you would just say most people are Christians in the United States of America, and you go to Muslim countries and you would say most people are Muslims. So I don't dislike or associate that. How many people do you meet in the United States that say they're Christian, but they don't actually honor any Christian beliefs?
That's like 80% of the
Does that
world.
exactly? It is the exact same way in a lot of these Muslim countries, and that was the only way, Pinky. The point that I was trying to make was a lot of these people probably in Palestine, they're not necessarily horrible people living there. So I feel sorry for those people. I feel sympathy for those people who really don't give a damn about any of it. They're just
Well,
getting
they're a victim. They're a victim of their environment. They have no choice.
exactly,
They cannot leave. So the
exactly,
ones that are stuck in Gaza cannot just up and leave. They have surrounded borders. You know
exactly.
what I mean? They
There's
don't have
nothing
the
they can do.
ability to just come and go when they please. And so, yes, you're correct. I do feel sorry for the victims of that
That was where I was
situation.
getting at the beginning. I wasn't like saying I was. I didn't want you to misinterpret what I was
But
saying
when you
because
when you
I
have
totally stand on the side of Israel on this topic, but I didn't. I feel sorry for those people who are caught in something just
can you
being normal
imagine
people
being
trying to
over
live a
there?
life. It'd
Can
be
you imagine
horrible.
being over there and being one of those innocent people that really are kind of like stuck there because that's where you were born and you can't really leave? You can't say, "Oh, I want to be they'd kill you if you said you wanted to be a Christian." So
Right.
they're stuck and they're trapped and they're trained from birth.
My
With
wife is
hate.
from the largest Muslim country in the world, and she grew up Roman Catholic. And so trust me, I know how it is to go to these places, and we try to go to mass, and I'm Catholic too, and when we're over there and we try to go to mass on Sunday morning, and we're going through like, you know, they're like checking for bombs under the cars, and you got to go through all these things, and that's
I
my
got these just for
my
you.
yeah, my
Great
wife's
Bill.
like,
What I do?
I said I got these just for you.
What's that?
Can covers.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
So when I come on, you don't see the monster symbol.
Oh Lord.
I'm still listening. I was just thinking about it. That's my 80. Oh, he has a can koozie too.
I'm getting a koozie now. I'm sorry. I'm getting a koozie, so it doesn't say light on the side. But no, I know what it's like to have to go to, you know, these things and be in those situations. I mean, my wife, her two of the churches that she, you know, attended and stuff like that, they got blown up, and you know, friends of hers died. I mean, this was just like 4 years ago, and I mean, it's a crazy world. So I know where you're coming from. I'm
my
not siding with those
daughter-in-law
people.
My daughter-in-law is from they're Persian. So they're from Iran, sorry. They're from Iran. Their whole family is from Iran, and they are Catholic now. So I mean, I understand. I mean, it's the battle of the two cultures, and it's a spiritual war. But the Jews are outnumbered.
Oh,
They
for
don't.
sure.
So one of the reasons why is because you don't convert to Judaism. You're born that way. Where other cultures, you can convert to Catholicism, you can convert to Muslim or revert, I think is what they say. You revert. Um, but Judaism, they really don't promote conversion to it, and it would be very complicated to do so. So for them to build up their nation, you have to have babies, like give birth. It's not like you can be like, oh, you want to convert. They're not out evangelizing people. They're not evangelizing. They just don't do that. So they're that group is not, it isn't going to grow as quick as other religions can.
Okay, god dang it. I was about to go to bed. All right, you're suckering me to sin. I'll be right back. Cause I got questions now.
Okay.
Questions now. So give me
Let
2 seconds. I'll
Okay,
stay on for
students,
like
we are
20
going to get
minutes.
out the book of Ruth so we can understand
I like the book
the
of Ruth
war.
as well. I trust me,
I mean, the book of
I am
Sarah, sorry.
learned. I am learned. I can do the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, Samuel, one day. Yeah, I can like ramble on, you know, go all the way to that. I'm
What's the book of Leviticus?
Catholic school kid, you know. I grew up knowing all that. I'll be right back. I got
What?
questions for you about the Judaism thing.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, the majority of the book of Leviticus is about the 613 mitzvahs, which is the 613 laws.
Yeah, that's so.
I digress.
I just yes, that stuff like that I listen and learn, and I enjoy listening to it.
Yep, me too.
So out
Me
my
too.
pay rate.
This war has really touched me because to a point when you live in a really diverse area and you have a lot of people that are in hate mode, it's like, do I want to send my kids to school? You know,
Yeah.
do I want to go on stream and discuss this? I mean, is someone going to stalk my stream and figure out where I live and try to blow me up because I disagree? And it's not the innocent people. It's the people that are training and hurting and raping and pillaging and just doing these nasty things out of hate and anger. And it's years and it's generation after generation after generation of pent up hate. And this is where we just need to learn to love and get along. And if you don't get along, then you ignore. So that I figured that is like, I guess watching all of this and just going, you know what? This is a great way to express like what's going on with my channel, how I'm feeling emotionally about certain people trying to manipulate me or make me feel a type of way. And I'm like, I am in no health to be going through this BS. I'm like, it's not going to happen. But you know what? I'm glad I'm back in my office.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know me, I just say practice not trying to engage if negativity, especially if you see those red flags for yourself. I just was discussing about emotional and personal boundaries, healthy boundaries for self. So I personally, I know you had got one off last time, and I was watching where I guess some stuff was happening. You was like, "Hey, let me get off the chest," because people were doing that he say, she say, line on my name type deal, and I get
Mhm.
it. So from that probably whoever moved forward in your space bubble here, and that's it. Because again, nobody's not paying your bills, nobody's not taking care of your bambino,
Amen.
nobody's not doing anything. If anybody's contributing to those in those real life things, then maybe they can have an opinion or something. But even still, they got to go to you first. So I
Exactly.
personally, yeah. So on the virtual space, it's always come respect until it's disrespect. And then you got to move forward. I was just having that conversation with somebody in space. They took a break and then they came back. It was like, oh man, I got to defend. I feel like I got to protect people, and I'm trying to like separate YouTube life from real life. I was like, huh? I didn't understand that, and I said, but then you take a break to disconnect to try to process some of this and come back. So do you still feel like, because she kept saying that her community, I was like, so do you feel like you've done that since you took the time off to come back? And then it's like, well, I'm still working. I said, okay, well then I think you just need to stay off then. Don't. And it's like, well, I'm not coming on panels. So I'm not saying panels, but just don't engage, meaning like, hey, don't click the link, don't watch the videos, don't be in the chat, like just don't at
Because
all.
what and a lot of them will just do it. They'll say things like that as a trigger point because they know it's gonna get them views because their people and your people are gonna go watch it, and then they're gonna retaliate, and that gives them content. So, why not just cut it off to where they can't even make you content because 'cause you're not feeding into it.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
and like or regular chat people. This is pretty much used to be a content creator, retired it, and they're now like a chat person, so to speak. So they like to go and watch people's stuff and support them. They actually knew most of the content creators that they deemed as friends. So now they stuck in like they don't know who's a friend, who's not a friend. And I say, well, that's something you have to kind of figure out for yourself. But again, same way you learn and same way you figure out who's your friends in real life is the same thing here. Again, virtual world. Always, me personally, try to always come respect until disrespect is approached. And even if it's then, depending on what it is, you have to choose how to handle it accordingly. Again, everybody's owed that one off. Hey, if you want to vent or say your piece in a certain situation, I'll let you read that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was
there's no room for being disrespectful for people. Like I hate that. Okay, can I ask the question now, Pinky? And I really don't mean like I really made this one guy. I made him so mad because I brought this up and actually brought this question out, and
Okay.
it makes me want to ask you. And I think you're open minded and you like to have
Mhm.
discussion, so I feel that I can ask you the same question and you won't get offended. But so you are Jewish, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I've always said, just let me just go on ahead and say that, like, I'm Catholic. If I wasn't
Mhm.
Catholic, there's a lot of things wrong with the Catholic religion, but it's all based upon human error, not the religion itself. So when people want to like point out things that are wrong with it and blah, 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 those are human error, but not what the religion itself says, is kind of how I look at that. I would be Greek Orthodox, I'd be Russian Orthodox, or I would be Jewish. Um, just like those are my beliefs, and that's what I would hold true to because that is where it comes from. But what makes somebody Jewish? That's my question.
What makes them Jewish?
What
Mhm.
makes somebody Jewish? Because it is the only
It's a race.
okay, it's not a religion, it's a race.
Jewish is a race. Judaism is a religion.
Okay, that's my question. I'm not like I'm genuinely asking, and I made this one guy so mad. But like you see so many people like they're
No, to be Jewish,
Jewish.
you're just born from Jewish descent, and it typically runs only on the female side. Females are the only ones that know who they gave birth to, where males can impregnate many women. So they typically only go off the mother's descent.
Hmm. I'm glad you explained that because somebody that's Jewish. I'm like, when they said that, I was like, oh, they're half Jewish. Like, I'm black and I have a child with somebody. I'm like, oh, they're half black, half this, or half Latino, half that. And it was like, no, they didn't explain it like you. They just simply said, no, the mom is Jewish, so that person's Jewish. Period. I was like, okay, no explanation. Just that's it, huh?
But yeah,
Right.
it's one of those things that nobody can actually. I mean, Pinky, you're explaining it from your thing, but like,
No, she explained it perfectly.
well, no, and I agree, and that's like Org says, can I be Jewish?
Well, it depends on if he can be Jewish. He can, if his mother was Jewish, yes, it can still go down the family line. So if he was born from Jewish descent, yes, he would be Jewish. That's another reason why people don't typically marry outside of their race and religion, because it's so controversial, and it's making the Jewish descendants smaller and smaller. You know what I mean?
So it's the same as being Irish.
Yeah, well, yes, except for it doesn't have a whole culture religion that follows with it. I mean, I guess it would. It has the Celtic, right?
Well, it depends on if you're from North Ireland or Southern Ireland, I guess. Whether you're the orange of the grain, so is that kind of the same? I'm honestly like
or
this
to
is an
answer your
honest
question,
conversation.
if your father is Jewish, you would still be Jewish, but they don't recognize it as much unless you're like from Israel or something. Like if both of your parents are Jewish, or so it just helps keep the bloodlines clean.
Well, so when people say they're Jewish, it doesn't necessarily mean that they practice Judaism.
No, there's Jews for Jesus.
But that's I'm asking. Honestly, I don't know everything in the world. That's why I'm asking.
So there's Jews that have converted to Christianity, and they're called Jews for Jesus.
So they're still Jewish, but they're Christians.
They're still of Jewish descent. It's just their bloodline. Jews are a bloodline.
So when people want to say that they're Jewish, it's not religious. It's a bloodline.
It's a race. Yes.
Okay.
Jewish is a race.
Okay.
Judaism, which is the religion derived by the Jews, by Moses, which is Judaism. That's why you have Judeo-Christians. Any Christian is a Judeo-Christian. The only non-Judeo-Christians are Muslims.
Right. Okay, cool. No, I was honestly, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I got a question. So can anybody study Judaism to become Jewish from that way, or no?
No.
Okay.
You can study it and you can convert, but it's years and years of process.
Okay. That's cool.
You meet up with a rabbi, you go to
any race can do that, convert, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I respond to Org? I'm sorry.
Typically, you, unless you're marrying somebody that is Jewish, you really wouldn't want to, unless you were just doing it just for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would go to school, and they would teach you everything from the alphabet, how to read, all the scripture, how to study, how to pray.
You're gonna have to eat some matzo balls too. So
how that tastes,
and some filter fish.
I'm just joking. Sorry.
Hard-boiled pickled eggs.
Right.
I have to eat that?
No, it's just normally for Passover. It's kind of like bleh.
You'll never get to eat a ballpark hot dog again. It's going to be Hebrew Nationals.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Hebrew Nationals is the best hot dogs.
I know they are the best hot dogs. I grew up. I'm from South Miami. Trust me.
I don't know. I don't even know if she was Jewish. I had a work mom, and I was talking about like grilling or something. And the job I was at, they gave you like condo time, and she was like, "Yo, get some Hebrew Nationals." I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "Yeah." She was like explaining it. And I said, okay, man, I threw them suckers on the grill. I'd never go back now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm cheating myself if I go buy them little $2, $3 little weenies.
Oh, yeah.
I feel sad.
You'll never go back.
I feel sad when I get them. Like, I feel sad.
I guarantee you probably at least 25% of the groceries you have are kosher.
I believe it.
You
I
can tell
believe
by
it.
the packaging, on the back of the packaging, it'll have
They're
a
not
U or a
halal. They're
K.
not halal. But they are kosher.
You know what? That because I remember you was touching a little bit on that whole Andrew Tate situation, and what kills me is when people try to fake, and it's just on any religion, but when people try to fake being a Muslim or stuff like that just to get the attention of other people. Because like every time something comes up, he always screaming like, "Oh, that's haram," but he never understands like because again, something like that, even with Judaism, you have to put so much dedication into just learn it, understand it, and just like you know what, just like any other religion. Hey, I believe in this, so therefore I am this. Therefore, I'm gonna walk the path of this. And when other people do that, it's like a slap in other people's faces that actually live, born this way.
Live the lifestyle.
Yeah, live the lifestyle. Thank you. So, yeah.
Well, see, that's where my confusion comes in. When people say that they're Jewish, and like I think of that like religiously, like.
Well, she just said she just.
Well,
yeah,
I know that I
Yeah.
understand that, and that's why I was asking the question,
Yeah.
trying to get like an honest answer. I asked somebody else this question recently, and they got so mad and ended up cussing me out and calling me an anti-Semite and all this stuff. And I'm like, I would be like, I agree with your religious beliefs. I'm not. I'm just trying to like clarify.
My religious beliefs are the same as your religious beliefs.
I know, 100%, 100%.
Ours are just a little more strict.
I mean, it's pretty strict over here on the Catholic side too, you know.
Do y'all wake up I don't know if you, I'm thinking of Muslim. Do Muslim wake up like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, pray?
Oh, dude.
I ain't doing I'm just saying that's just not me.
Man, the
It's down
first
to how
time
you wash your hands. You have to wash your right hand, then your left hand. I mean, it's very
dude, the first time I ever spent a night in a Muslim country, it was
no,
like
but you
all
talking
of a
about
sudden
Catholic though. Ain't no Catholic.
no, like 5 times a day. It's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's like, oh no, well, diva. All these
I love it. I love
loudspeakers
it.
going off. I mean, it's kind of cool. You know, you're a stranger in a strange land, so it's kind of cool. But eventually, you go like, doesn't your God sleep? Like when can I go to bed? Damn it, you know.
Yeah.
Now, do you know if we wouldn't have like a lot of our physical ailments if we went back to the Bible, to scripture, and ate the way we were supposed to? For instance, you know, to eat kosher, you don't mix meat with dairy, right? Do you realize dairy digests so fast? So when you have butter on your mashed potato or butter on your veggies, and then you mix it with a steak, which sounds so delicious and mouthwatering, or having like, you know, blue cheese or cream cheese melted on top of your filet mignon with a little bit of
tater.
Okay, exactly. then that potato, so the cream's gonna digest first, then the potato's gonna digest, right? But if you've had it with steak, the steak is backing everything up, causes the gut issues, upset stomachs, digestion, indigestion. So, I mean, if the reason those laws were made was because they knew that it was keeping their people healthy. You know, and now that we're bypassing all those laws, now we're having all kinds of health problems, digestive problems, all these other issues.
Well, let's back that up to the 10 Commandments.
Mhm.
You know, people want to say like, okay, obviously, don't those 10 things. If you do those 10 things, you'll have a good life. Don't bang your neighbor's wife. Don't steal from your neighbor. Don't do all these obvious things that are like, if you stick to this, you're going to have a pretty good life.
Yeah, but with that, and I'm not trying to it's like you tell one rule to a 6-year-old child, but they have more questions than answers for that one rule. So that's, I think, like how the 10 Commandments is versus the stuff that she's saying, because at least with the Judaism, from what I understand, it's like it breaks down so much. Like, hey, if you're going to wash it, this is how you do it. There's a reason behind it. If you're eating food, this is what you should eat. This is the reason behind it. It breaks down everything. When it comes to 10 Commandment, it sounds so basic, but it's like You have to explain it. Then we got the crazy guys out there like, the Lord told me thou should not kill, but I can't kill this, but I can delete that. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what are you talking
Exactly.
about?
Like,
The
what are you
Lord
gonna do?
told me in Corinthians Z. And I'm like, he didn't say that. That's my interpretation of the Lord. Don't tell me. And I'm like, oh.
And that's exactly what the problem is the interpretations have been taken so many different ways. You can sacrifice a cow for dinner. That's not killing it. It's sacrificing that cow for dinner. That has
Right,
been your blessing. You raised that cow to be dinner. You're not out.
Gray pill. I'll push back just a second on what you said. I mean, the 10 Commandments are like the basic rules of life.
Yeah,
It's like people laid it out like,
it's basic, but
yeah,
it's basic.
honor your father and your mother. Okay, so you're growing up.
Okay.
So
Let's go on that one. Okay, let's hold on. Let me go back
we'll
to that.
see. You're learning that.
But
And
if
then
you
it's
have
like,
abusive,
thou
you
shalt not
honor your
commit adultery. Okay, that's a good rule of life.
Hold on, let's stick with one because we're throwing a lot out there. Let's go with that one. But let me go back for a minute, right? So
how
again,
about the honor of the father and the mother? But what if the father's abusing the baby?
that part.
Well, okay, but the father, in a perfect
If the
world,
father
in a
is-
There you go.
perfect
There you go.
world,
That what you just said.
then the
perfect
father
world, and
should
it's not a
be
perfect world.
honoring the 10 Commandments as
And it's
well.
not a perfect world. So let's go back for a minute because I have a question for Inky, right? So again,
But we can't.
let's-
Wait a minute. We can't put in these like little tiny things that are that
I'm not
that
using tiny
small
things.
circumstance
I'm not using tiny
of a
things.
situation.
No, let's use the one.
Sorry.
Let's use the one rule you just said, right? Say honor thy mother and father. That's in the 10 Commandments, correct? So let's hold that for a second. So, Inky,
I
is
love
there-
you guys. I
Love
love
you
you
too.
guys. I love thoughtful conversation.
on
It's
your
really
on
cool.
your end, Inky, with the with Judaism, is there an age limit when y'all start teaching, or is like straight from birth?
You're taught straight from birth because at the age of 12 you are accountable as an adult, not as an adult to drive a car and all that stuff, but as an adult to answer to God.
Okay, perfect. So again, what age traveling fools for that basic rule are we taught? Is it from birth? Is there certain age limits? Just that rule, that one rule in the 10 Commandments from birth, right? Honor thy mother and father. Okay. Now, with that rule, there's no real explanation. It just do as I tell you to do. Now, every woman around here, there's some bad ones popping out babies. There's some bad guys planting seeds when they shouldn't be planting seeds. No responsibility on both sides, no accountability on both sides. Then you got the ones that's again the oopsies and the mistakes. We get it, life happens, right? But the responsibility is on you from that day. So when you have the kid, you don't have the tools necessary to raise the child. So you're screwing that kid head up. But every day you got mom saying, hey, this is my best friend. No, you're a mom. But then you trying to dictate all the rules and regulations on said child leading back. So let's just say this child be disobedient. Let's just say this child makes mistakes based on how you the upbringing. Then you come back and like, well, he didn't listen to what I tell him. Honor thy mother, honor thy father. Do what I say. Okay, well, everything you're doing and saying is wrong. Everything you're doing and saying is false.
But gray pill, don't you think that's something that's been kind of lost with culture and to where the world is going now? I mean, things can be in two different spectrums. Things can be right on paper and not right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it do. But
the
that's why
society we live in, the society that we are so horribly forced into nowadays has changed the way, and that is taking away from.
I don't think it. If we're using again, I'm still standing on that one rule, right? Honor thy mother and father. I don't think that rule ever changed because even
Well, the mother and father should honor themselves as well.
Even
if the mother and
I
father
agree with
aren't
that.
honoring themselves,
I agree with
then
that.
it's all the shit's out the window at that point.
I agree with that, but I'm going by what you said. We'll say honor thy mother and father, but at the same time, we're saying, hey, that's a good rule. It's a good rule to a limit, but it has to be explained why you need to honor your mother and father at the same time, why you shouldn't honor your mother and father to levels, to limits. Because again, that same rule, when that was ruled out back in the day, people was literally using that as like my get out of jail free card. Oh, I cut your hand. Honor this. Do what I say. Do this, do that. And they'll just fan the Bible in my
in a
face.
society where the mother and father don't honor themselves, their child is never going to follow along those rules as well.
Well,
So it
get out my
starts at
house.
that,
I'm
it
a
starts at
Baptist.
that point.
I'm
It
a
starts
Catholic.
at
Get out
that.
my house. My rules.
And
It's the Bible.
and so
This the
and
Lord
so
tell
now
me to do. This is a
and
Christian household.
that's where the Bible explains like that those type of behaviors start running generations deep, like abuse and stuff like that, and it takes generations for it to be weeded back out and start all over again. So like say you have like grandparents, parents, and like grandkids, and they were all like in some sort of abuse, like it runs in generations, and then you have to like slowly get it back out of the family. Like it's hard. And when you have like what Great Pill's saying, like with you have say the kids misbehaving, right? You explain to your kids you have to be accountable to God by the age of 12. So you as a parent need to set good rules, boundaries, and all of that as a structure for your child so that they know accountability. They know what it is to be good and how it is to honor God. Period. Because at some point they're the ones that have to answer to him. You know what I mean? And if you have parents that aren't setting the example, which you guys have probably heard me say before, be the example that you want to see in other people. So
Exactly.
if the parents aren't being the good example for the child, how are you expecting the child to be a good kid? And then you have the bad parents saying, well, you didn't listen to me, so I'm going to mistreat you. It doesn't work that way. They are your children are your mirror image. So when my kids misbehave, I'm like, where am I messing up? What am I doing wrong? Because they learn it somewhere.
Right.
Either my
You are accountable just as much as a parent as to them respecting you and honoring thy father and thy mother. If you're following these 10 commandments, then you are a good person raising your child in that right way.
correct.
And that will reflect upon yourself, and it will reflect upon your child. That was that's kind of where I was going with that, with the 10 commandments thing. If you follow these rules, you can't throw it off on to just the child. You're the adult. You are the person who is supposed to be following these things and instituting that into your child.
Correct.
All right. On that
Because at
note,
the age of
I'm sorry.
12, at the age of 12, for instance, like in Catholicism, they have like Latinos, they have like quinceañeras, right?
Yeah, and we
That's
have
that's
confirmation, at the age of 13. It's the same 12, 13
yes,
years old. You go through confirmation, and
yes.
same, it's just like yeah.
And so it's basically they're learning to be the ones that have to answer to God for their misdoings.
Yeah,
Now,
at that
if
age, you have raised your child, you've put them into this point, you've showed them in the right direction. Now they take a personal commitment and put that there, and that is their life commitment to go on and be a good person
mhm,
and to follow these rules that their parents should have put into their minds to being good people. Now, I believe in God, but whether people don't believe in God or people,
then
either
you
way,
don't
what you think,
you shouldn't fornicate with those then.
right? But if you follow
You
those
have to be
rules,
equally yoked.
right? But if you follow those rules of life that are in the 10 Commandments, if you follow those rules, whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, if you follow those rules, you're going to have a pretty non drama, pretty good life either way. If you follow those 10 Commandments, that's my point.
All right.
Yes.
I gotta go night night.
Why are you leaving us?
Yeah, I'm
This was so
tired.
good.
I know. It got late on me because I work tonight, so I figured I'd get a stream in, come out, saw you live. Let me hop on, have a conversation. I'm sorry. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to fall asleep on your stream.
Great pill, great pill. I love you, man. I love the thought-provoking conversations that you guys have between you and Pinky and everybody like that. I really
It's
like these conversations. So
sometimes it's hard when I go on Gray Pill's panel because like it's so controversial sometimes, and then I feel like this big, and I'm like, okay, I'll just
Oh
keep
no, trust me.
quiet.
I feel more small than anybody because the people I have on, I either don't like a lot of the topics, the controversial ones. I don't like the Judaism stuff and stuff that travel foods. I mostly just ask questions. I chime in to learn. So that's pretty much how I do. So even the political ones, because I like when me and Travis last talk, I'm not big on the politics at all, but I know there's people out there that love to have these conversations. So I try my best to try to work people in on these certain days that I can fit for myself in and let it rip. I pretty much just moderate. So that's pretty much it. Because
and that's what being a good host is.
yeah,
That's what you're
and
supposed
you
to do.
seen it and you seen it firsthand, Inky. It'd be someone just like, hey, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They so engaged with the conversations, like, okay, think he has something to say. So it's be like that. So
Yeah.
but Tuesday will be actually more of a stimulating me conversation. It won't be controversial. A buddy of mine had this crazy conversation. I forgot what it was, but I have to pick out a few talking points, and I have like a few warm up questions for like just for the conversation. So it'd be more of like a mentally stimulating me type conversation for Tuesday. So that I'll leave it like that. So you won't feel like you're
Okay.
overwhelmed or whatever. To be perfectly honest, like I said, I was pretty much poking the bear a little bit, but Friction Viction, she was like, hey, I'm down for the conversation. She was like, yeah, I'm more than welcome to come on. She's more just being the more, she was just as being a more spectator I was. And she was like, hey, I was like, well, I guess y'all was going to sit there and look pretty. And then to be fair, I was actually late on my end. I dropped the ball because I was supposed to prep people for stuff. But luckily the other guys was like, they about that conversation. So it was me, Ruby, and Vixen was like, hey, we're going to chime in when we can chime in. So we were just out of it. But yeah, you're fine.
And
Trust me. I feel
what
like
you're
this ball
doing,
all
Great
the
Pill.
time. All the time.
What you're doing, Gray Pill, is really cool. Same as you, Pinky. I mean, anybody that can, bring about thought-provoking, intelligent conversation is. I mean, I'm all about it. I love it. I like people who can sit there. I can't stand when there's like
Yeah,
15
even
people talking over
hey,
each other the whole time
hey,
and blah
Travelers.
blah blah. Like,
Hey, Travis, when the last, I think it was the second last time when we did a reaction of somebody's talking point, and I'm 100% with you. The fact that this person like did a reaction of us doing a reaction, and she was so triggered she did it twice, but she still gave a compliment to the channel. She's like, "Hey, I like this. They got diverse people all over the place." I was like, "Obviously, yes, thank you. Doing a good job."
wait, when I was on there, is that
Nah,
what
this is
you?
this is the last time. It was a
Okay.
content creator, and I saw this person very consistently in the past, and they stepped back into another space, and I was like, some stuff is here isn't consistent, but I know me because I didn't want to be too biased because I have my own particular content creators. I pretty much just go solo dolo with because I know them so well, and they're big content creators. It's not like me and Inky going one on one because that's to me, I think that's a mental thing. If me and Inky or me and you go each other, and we're not, and it's a business too, right? So the big content creators like the millions, 100K subs, those are the ones I have reactions to and debunk a lot of their stuff. So that's me. And I don't put that, I try to put that on nobody else unless they down for it. Hey, let's go. But with this particular content creator, I was like, I don't know. Let me see if I get everybody together, have the conversation, and I pretty much like a I want to say a theory, but more like a exam or something. So half the people didn't know who she was, two knew of her content, and one was pretty much like in
That
the
was
middle.
not one of them.
Yeah. So you clearly didn't know. So when all the talking points was in, so pretty much everybody across the board was like, okay, we don't agree to everything she's saying. We're trying to figure out maybe this person's saying this. The assessment overall, in my opinion, was this person's not been very genuine with their morals and their talking points and stuff they're saying. So we left it like that.
Are we talking about the lady that was being like really kind of contradictive?
Yes. So
Okay.
Ruby was pretty much just flat out like, yo, I think she's full of ish. that's pretty much her thing. So the next day, I pretty much had it planned because again, bigger content creator. So I was like, I emailed her Inky a month ahead of time, let her know like, hey, I'm gonna have the conversation. You're more than welcome to come up because I don't feel comfortable having people because people's humans. Maybe they're gonna think that we're talking about them when we're not. So this person knew a month ahead of time this conversation was gonna happen. I even hit him up again an email beforehand the day before it. Even had the link and anything else. Even had the thumbnail like, look, this is the thumbnail. Is everything okay to your liking? Still never showed up. And then the day when we were streaming. I saw they was on. So, okay, well, maybe they got a life, but at least they're gonna respond to emails 30 days. So the next day, this person went live, reacted to us, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I thought it was gonna be like a day later. I'm like excited, like, hey, they talking about they just reacting to this person reacting to us and anything else. Her main focus was on the one person that said, hey, I think this person is full of ish. Like just took that person
Triggered.
Yeah,
She
did a
was
whole
triggered.
Exactly.
whole song of that.
You got under her skin.
Bro,
Or,
she
or
did
they
two.
did.
She did 2 days of stream. The first day it went for 2 hours. She only took like 10 minutes of the conversation, and she didn't even listen to anybody's full thoughts. Right, like how the back and forth me you just had. I let you finish. You let me finish. Let's respond to it. She, if I could say like the chicken crossed the road, before I can get to the chicken, she cut it off, went through a whole soliloquy, a monologue, dragged out, and we sit there just like laughing, like, yo.
Like, is she gonna listen to the rest of what I said?
Yeah,
Right.
whole 2 hours. And now, because we're in the Discord this time, Inky, because y'all guys was in the emails. So we're in the Discord and we was actually impressed. We was like, hey, we're so impressed that she could actually take 10 minutes of your content and make a 2 hours content of her own from this. We was impressed. Then she did a part 2 the next day, and she puts one of my co-hosts, Ruby, have her face up there, arrow like she's triggered, and the whole 2 hours she just sitting there doing a song and dance about her and said she don't know nothing, she don't know me. And then we was like, well, you don't know us neither, but it's kind of contradicted. We don't know you, but you don't know us. You don't know nobody's in the panel background and experiences and careers, but we supposed to know you. It was just hilarious. So we was actually impressed that she can do the 10 minutes. We thought it was funny. And then the comments was coming from her end. It wasn't live, maybe like 10 to 15. So people was commenting like, oh, she trashed you, she destroyed you. Again, this is where I come back to your
And 70% of those comments were probably her like fake accounts.
No,
no,
it wasn't. She literally has a cultish little whatever. It wasn't her. Trust me, she don't have time to do that. She don't. She literally have 12,
surprised. You'd be surprised.
12,000 followers. She don't have the time. She has 12,000 viewers in her comments between YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. She's good. Trust me, she don't have the time to do that. She have time to react to you. If you tag her, oh, she's coming. But she's not gonna sit there and make an account when she have.
Man, I was not expecting that at all.
I know, we saw you in the chat. I was like, Inky, get out of the chat.
I was awesome. Backpedaling like nope. I was like, man, I'm so sorry. I really wish I would have got to know who you were before I did this. I was just giving my opinion. I had no backstory. Yeah.
No, check it out in the chat.
But the best part was when she was like, oh my God, she said something like, this girl gets me. And then I was just like, yes. I scored points. And then I was like, Gray Pill's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna go.
No, we're good. We're good because even Ginger, he was like, I wanted her to disagree with me. And then he's like, then we saw the part 2.
He was like, I felt robbed.
Yeah. Then the second part is like, I felt wrong. She didn't even really, she cut off half what I said and didn't let me say the full thought. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever I said the ending, I thought she was gonna respond to that. But the first one, I was like, okay, she thinks I'm her cousin. Cool. And then so at the second one, she said, oh, we're gonna do a part 2. I said, oh, I'm fucked. But she was mostly focused on Ruby the whole time. And I was like, it was
you got a cool thing going on in Gray Pill. Like I really support you, man. And I think it's neat. I like the way that everybody is respectful. Everybody comes on your panel and, keeps it real. Everybody like lets other people talk. and you do a really good job running the show. So
I appreciate that.
kudos to you, man. Like honestly, that's hard to do on YouTube.
Well, it's vetting. I just don't have random people come on. Like I got because I have to say very special thanks to Vic, because if it wasn't Vic, the BCs, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Inky, Harley Dads, a lot of y'all guys. And I say it all the time. Just I know you're not Canadian, and so is not Inky, but I consider that a Canadian space. Anybody that goes over there. So, and even on my algorithm, I think like a good 25% of my supporters on my channel is like from y'all guys, even Tommy Temper. And I'm like, I appreciate the crap out of Tommy, because like I don't even know he'd be in the clouds like that, but he'll just like, hey, people come in with the nuke bombs, or somebody come in, it's like, hey, I'm from Tommy Temper, like so respectful, so polite, and I respect the hell out of him, y'all guys, all the time. And and y'all are a perfect example. What I keep telling those other spaces I started from, like, look, if you see negative spaces, you don't have to stay there. You can go somewhere else. Just vet, network. Networking is so fun. You'll meet so many interesting people. That's the point of the internet. Just go there. Just go there. But don't just randomly click on links to be click on links. Just observe it from afar. If this is something that's that's sit comfortable with you, hey, engage in chat. Start with that for a little bit. Hey, I'm new. Start with that, and then just listen in and engage with the conversation. If there's a link drop and you don't feel comfortable jumping on, don't cam up. Have a weird little avatar, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make up a name, stuff like that. But if you feel comfortable coming on camera, do that. But understand, you are still a virtual stranger to a random bunch of people out there. So always come respect. Don't take everybody word for face value. If the topic is about cheese and crackers, talk about cheese and crackers. But if somebody derails it and we're talking about hoes and 304s and strippers, and like, yo, this is cheese and cracker. You know what? Let me excuse
What
myself.
is 304s?
Oh, hoe spelled backwards on the calculator.
Oh,
So with that being said, like, just if it goes left with a conversation, just excuse yourself. I've done it many times.
Right, exactly. I've dropped off of many streams as well. Just like I don't want
Yeah.
anything to do with this.
Yeah.
See you later. Goodbye.
Yeah, I had to do. It was one guy. He literally had an issue with somebody else, but they like kind of like their numbers like way way big. And I remember a while ago, I asked him in the super chat, I was like, "Hey, so this moving forward? Are you going to still have this guy on? Or are you going to speak of and whatever?" It's like, no, it's okay, cool. And if it's a conversation, sometimes they like rowdy, but if it's a conversation, I'll hit the link, come on for the conversation. So one particular time, I came up for the conversation, and the person that is in question, he was like, "Yeah, the link is there." I was like, bruh, you know what? If he comes up here, I'll just go ahead and exit myself. And I'm saying this in a private chat because I don't want to be verbally. And he was coming on. I said, all right, man, I'll drop. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Good night. That was it. No big problems. So that's my advice for everybody. But I appreciate all y'all guys. Yes.
Love
I
you,
do
Gray
have
Bill.
to say
Love you
is
too, bro.
after going over to Gray Pills was actually my driving force about putting my channel back to where I wanted it when I started it. And that was keeping it professional, having discussions, etc. And I just happened to get caught up in the middle of that mix. And then I withdrew for like 3 months, came back, started again, ended up having to withdraw again, came back. And then, it had been like this on and off thing. And that's when I finally was just like, this time period that I've been sick, I'm like, nope, just not, don't involve me in that stuff. Just nope, I'm not even gonna respond to it.
Are you feeling better now, though?
I do feel better. I was
No, I
supposed to
mean
quit
you said
smoking,
you
and
were
I'm
sick. You were sick, so I mean, are you
so
back to being well?
so I have 4 arteries that need like a baby bottle brush.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have me on oral medication. So they're trying to prevent me from having like 4 stents put in or bypass. So that's the whole goal, is getting my arteries to where they're somewhat healthy again. And it's the arteries that are like below your heart. So it's like the aorta in my legs, which they noticed when I was there, plus the celiac artery and the iliac artery
Okay.
are some of them are like 75%, and then 2 of them are 50%.
Well, one thing going forward, aging in life really does suck, doesn't it?
Yes.
It sucks getting older. I'm
Well,
probably
what
I think you and I are about the same age, but
I had been
at least we're still
extremely
here.
I had been extremely active the majority of my life, and when I started my businesses, I became more sedentary, sitting around doing a lot more paperwork, computer stuff, and so I wasn't getting that cardiovascular, and instead of
Right.
me taking that time and going to the gym to get that same amount of exercise, it was, I became very sedentary, and I think that's when, you lose your vascular density, things start
Right.
slowing down. I think that's it, that or it could have been from the shot
Hmm.
because it started right after the
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
talk about that. Trust me.
So, I did discuss that with my doctor, and they're not surprised because they've seen a lot of it. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that
but
note,
I feel good. I just don't have the stamina day after day after day after day.
what
I
did
end
it, did you look into talking to a nutritionist?
Well, I eat really healthy.
Okay, that was
I
going to be
really do.
next.
Don't
Okay,
She's
yeah, don't
kosher. She's kosher. God damn
yeah, that was going to be next one because I know like with some foods like it probably help with just gaining more energy.
So, well, I'll email you.
Okay, that's good. Now I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to bed. Definitely go to bed. Traveling's been fun. Inky been fun.
Love you, Gray Pill, man.
love you too,
Man,
man.
you're awesome,
Yes.
dude.
Right.
Hey, if you would like to have some kind of like thought provoking conversation or something like that, Monday and Tuesday nights are absolutely horrible for me.
All
But
right,
if you
well,
want to
Write that
do
down
like
for
a
my
Thursday
calendar.
night, like a Thursday night or something
you
like that,
better
if you got
Inky.
something lined up, just let me know.
All right.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Well, he said Thursday. It's
Thursdays are
it's
good for
Tuesday.
me.
It's Tuesday 8 p.m. Well, he said Thursday for him, but my schedule never changed on Tuesday.
I know.
Monday is the political one. So, all right.
It drives me crazy. You always have the fun ones when I can't be on. I'm like
well, my work-
honestly, I want to join so many of these. I'm like driving back from delivering things because that's my schedule.
yeah.
And
when
I'm
my
like
when my
listening on. I'm like, God,
yeah,
oh
when my work schedule work out, then definitely everybody will know and all that good stuff. So, yeah, always a replay. So I catch our guys later. I need to hit the bed. So thank you again. I appreciate your org. Like
Thank you,
always,
Gray
man.
Pill.
It's later.
Org is awesome. All right.
Mhm.
I know I love Orgy too. Orgy should come up. He never comes up on my panel.
I know org is super cool.
But he does email me and check on me. So he's
yeah,
a sweetie.
He's a cool guy. I really like him. And I love your thought provoking things that you do too as well, Inky. So I hope you
know.
don't like think that I
The problem is that I have my channel is surrounded around so much really heavy. It's a really heavy topic discussing abuse. Not a lot of people want to listen to it. And so I'll never have that big $1,000 people in my chats, like other people who have, like crazy content where people are like arguing and drinking and doing crazy things until I get like hundreds of thousands of followers. This is the only way I would be able to do that. But at the same time, when I do have a smaller crowd, I can actually talk with those that are in my chat and be more personable. Whereas larger channels, they really don't visit with their chat much. And that was what I was saying in my other video was I'd been hanging out in a couple of gaming channels, and it's really nice because I came across Ryan, and Ryan's channel, he's very, very social and interactive with his chat, and I love it. And so, I've been over there donating and I get to play Call of Duty with them and it's fun. I'm like, man, I really dig this. And they actually, when I was streaming Call of Duty earlier, they came over and raided me. And I was like, oh my God, they were like my
super
first
cool.
members. I'm like, that it makes me feel special, and I would like to add more to my channel than just talking about such heavy topics, like talking about how, the Israel and the the all everything that's going on, right? So I can relate to it and I can talk about it. And there is forms of abuse and stuff that's going on within the system. So I can still have that here. It doesn't feel like it stands out like a sore thumb kind of thing.
We gotta
Um,
remember the only reason you should be doing this is for in your own mind for fun and something to do. When it becomes something negative and something that like brings you down, you have to re-question what you're doing.
exactly.
So be positive. I like what you're doing. I know you see me. Every time I see you live, I always jump in. And
And I'm trying to be and I got my office set back up again, so it's kind of nice, like I have my normal space back, It's not like I'm trying to stream from bed. It was
but you
just
like doing the pinups, and stuff like
yes.
that as well.
So, yeah, they're still back there.
Well,
Um,
right, exactly.
so
So, keep the fun things like that going on in your life as well. Don't
well,
let life
it's
consume you, like
so
all this negativity consume you.
so if you think about it, that era is
I love that era.
what changed for women, where women had a voice. Um, you should be able to dress how you like as long as you're not like, like the 304s, is that what he said? Where you're completely just outlandish or whatever. But you should be able to be you and dress how you want and feel significant as a woman. It
Exactly.
it's what changed women. I'm not saying that you can't be traditional because 'cause I'm very, very traditional, but I'm also still very independent.
But there was a very big, women dressed very scandalously and did, everything they wanted to do way back then. And then there was, like, all of a sudden this, reset, and you aren't allowed to. It was like Stepford Wives, thrown
Mhm.
into it. And then now, you know what I mean? Like years later, it was like, "Oh, the revolution to come back so we can do this again."
Right, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now.
Well, no, now they're men, now they're women, now they're whatever the hell they wanna be. I can't even keep up
Where
anymore.
there used to just be the birds and the bees, and now there's birds that think they were bees and bees that think they're birds, and there's birds that used to be bees, but now they're birds and or bees that
It's
are
so
birds and
goddamn confusing. It's so fucking confusing. I can't even keep up with it. And I don't wanna keep up with it, and I don't really you know what I mean? Like,
it it it's a
that's
it's a
just
f it's
it's
it's a
not
fad.
real to me.
No, it's a fad.
Yeah. And it'll go
That's all it
away
is.
because you know why it will go away? Because those people are not reproducing. And
Correct.
it will what is it? Natural selection will, wean those people back out of it, and that's why
What he's
they're
saying.
targeting the children. And,
What he's saying. Amen, what he's saying.
yeah,
They're thinning the
it'll go
crowd.
away. But
Yep,
that's why they're targeting the children, and that's why they're pushing all these other things.
I
That
think
that
it
is
has a lot to do with
100% a fact.
government propaganda right there.
Exactly. Exactly. Same page, girl. Same page.
Yep, I agree wholeheartedly. Org says, "Burbs."
Burbs. Great movie, The Burbs.
The Burbs. Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Right. Great movie. Great movie. All right. Well,
Another
I'll tell you what, I've got to hit the sack as well. I got a lot of stuff I got to do tomorrow. I got to be like a good taxpayer and make money so I can make sure Ukraine is doing okay tomorrow.
yes, and Israel.
Oh yeah, to boot. To boot.
Mhm. Amen. I greatly appreciate you coming up. Thank you very much.
No, always. I always love your
I
content.
I it's funny because I every once in a while when I would go over to another channel, you'd be like, "Inky, when do I get to come up?" And I'm like, "Whenever you want." And then I'm so happy you got to come up today. So, you're always
Yeah, it's
welcome to
super
come up.
cool. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, and you got my email. Anytime you want to, you got a topic or anything like that.
Did you email me?
But yeah, you remember the one that I actually said that I got a show that I'm trying to put together, and I said, hey, you would be perfect for this
Yes.
segment. What's your email? Blah
I
blah
have
blah.
I have I have to find that email.
Yeah, and you kind of
And I'm
passed
I'm
me
not
off as like a
I
weirdo,
I
but it's
I'm
okay.
not very good. You can ask org. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days just because I have, like hold on. Let me go back.
Hey, you got it.
I
It's
have
in your email.
look how many I have that many email accounts that I'm going through every day, so it fills up within, like, an hour, and I have to, like, skim through them. So,
Right.
I
Traveling
have
Fools
multiple
2020 at Gmail. It's
okay,
easy to find.
let's see,
Traveling
travel
Fools 2020. Because that was the
full
year we started YouTube. So
really? You started in 2020?
2020.
Gosh, I hope I didn't accidentally delete it. Oh my gosh.
You
I don't
probably
see
did. You were probably like, who's this weirdo? God damn it. Why is
I
it?
may not have
Why is it?
recognized it. Here, send me another one if you can, and then or, here, let me just write it down, and I'll send you one.
Yeah, it's Traveling Fools 2020 at Gmail.
Traveling.
Exactly. I like you
Fools.
can spell as well.
Huh?
I said, I like the fact that you can spell. That's cool.
Not all the time.
Exactly.
Well, when you're not feeling well, you kind of just like you'll forget like just common sense words. It's I don't know.
Oh,
It's just
I'm a
I felt like
horrible speller.
stuck on stupid all month.
My wife's language, I think she learned like her seventh language was English, and I'm always asking my wife, like, "How do I spell this? How do I spell that?" And she's like, "How do you not know this?" I'm like, well, I'm an
I think that's
American.
awesome. I
I'm
wish I
an
would have been
American.
born
I'm
in another
dumb,
country because they're just so diverse. They're well-rounded.
right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, I
anytime
found
you
you.
want
I
to,
found you.
hey, there you go. I told you we were there. You can
It just
find
took
us
a minute.
anytime.
It says yo 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 yo.
Exactly. See,
Oh, I did email you back. Oh, you said putting together. Okay. I don't know which one came first though. Okay, here, let
yeah,
me
I sent the yo-yo and I said, "Hey, trying to work on putting a show together. I think there's a really cool spot that you could come in on." Blah blah blah. And I never heard back from you. So
I think wasn't that right when I got sick?
I don't know.
Here, I'm going to star it. So, there. So then it's easier for me to find you. Okay.
All right, there you go. So all you got to do is email me, blah blah blah, or
Okay.
anytime. Like we'll collab. We'll do whatever you want to do. I like thought provoking conversation. And I have an idea for a show and bring it on. I think you would be you could have a pretty cool segment on there. So,
Okay.
you know,
Anytime.
yeah.
Org said
So
Inky's so rude.
I know Inky's so mean. I love Org.
I try not
Org's a
to
super
be.
cool guy.
I really try not to be.
Org's
I try
super
to
cool.
show I really do. I try to go around and show love to everybody, even if it's just be like, "Hey, I just wanted to stop in and say hi just to know like I'm thinking about you guys, you know?" And it's just yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I mean, the YouTube streets are full, but I do the same thing. I mean, every time I see you live, you see me, yeah, you know, and even if I can't stick around, but at least, I pop in. It's like, hey, hit the thumbs up. I'm here. So anyway, I'm gonna bounce too. I gotta go to bed and be a productive
Okay.
member of society tomorrow and make sure I
Okay.
pay for all these global wars. So
Well, I hope we don't have another one. We've got to
oh,
like,
they're coming.
minimize.
They are coming.
Minimize.
They are coming. It's gonna get bad.
I know.
That's my opinion.
I think a lot of, they keep saying, "Oh, this is an occupational thing. This is a repression and this," and I'm like, "It's a spiritual war." And the sooner people figure that out, the quicker we'll be able to resolve it.
It's basically the next Crusades, um, and that's what's happening now. So we'll sit back and watch and see what happens. But I hate to see it. So anyway, we can retouch on that. That would be a
Yeah.
really good conversation to have. Pinky, thank you so much for having me on. I do appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
All right,
Thank you.
you have a great night, and Org, love you too, Org. I know you're in the chat still, so love you, brother. All right, see you, Pinky.
Night night, hun.
All right, see you.
Well, hello, Miss Guidance. It's good to see you. Long time no see. Where have you been, young lady? My hair is too long now. I'm so jealous. It's a holy war. I've been glued to it, ask Org. I know, I know. It's been heart-wrenching for me. Org's a bully. Orgy, no bullying, Org. Look at my camera every once in a while. It like goes like really fast. It's like how have you been, Miss Guidance? Oh, he's found you in some chats. Yes, I too, Misty, have been like glued to this whole thing. Like so stressed, so much anxiety. I'm like, do I send my kids to school? Like, you know? I found Guidance Inky. Oh, I know. I was wondering where she was at. I finally saw her for like the first time. I think it was today. Was it today? I think it was today. Yeah. I saw her for the first time on. But I know that she was relocating and stuff, so I just figured she's just been really busy. Oh, they did? I don't blame them. I didn't send my kids to school. Just saying. It's too crazy out there right now. And it's just a hate thing. I won't say publicly, and so she doesn't want lurkers following her. Okay. Okay. I get you. Love and miss you, Miss T. But so I'm going to hop off unless someone else would like to come up and chit chat for a little bit, but I really gotta go tinkle. So, but I will be back on tomorrow. Um, I do believe that I'm going to be going over the WAR word. Thank you, Orgy. I appreciate you. Um, so I'm gonna hop off, but I will be back on tomorrow, and I will probably be on tomorrow about 8 o'clock Western time. My camera went out again. Damn camera. Ooh, I got a tinkle. Um, yes, if you want to, most definitely. I had that. You know what? I love the conversation I just had. It's so nice to have people that are open and understanding to talk to because it's such a touchy subject. You know, it's hard. Right? No doubt. I agree 1,000%. I like the non-chaotic stuff. I'm not built for it. My skin is not thick enough. No, it's always possible, and like I was saying earlier, I'm glad that I stepped away, and I'm glad that, you know, just by me relaxing and gaming and that stuff, that I came across a whole 'nother crowd that I was like, "Wow, people in here aren't fighting, and they're not arguing, and they're not bickering, and they're not hating each other," and, it's just it's so nice. And then, watching how Gray Pill did his shows and stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, that's how I want it." So, it's been really nice. Makes my heart hurt because I see both sides, but I don't exactly, exactly. Exactly, org. I agree. Okay, I have to go to work. Oh, okay, sweetie. Well, you get some rest. Love you. I'm trying, org. Yes, just let me know. You have my number, guidance, so you're welcome to call me or message me and whatnot. We can hook it up. Okay, I love you all. Mwah. Get some rest, and I will see you all tomorrow. Night, night, sweetie. Night, guys.